trainings, but it's very, very difficult for me to be consistent as my life is, I'm running wild all the time. Traveling with my two boys, selling, coaching, raising money, managing properties, or people, I should say. And so I'm going to do my best to stay consistent at 7 p.m. We're going to start at 10 minutes. 7 p.m. every Wednesday on a buyer's training. And we're going to talk about buyer programs, getting in for 100%, or maybe you have no money, you have no credit, and you want to learn how to buy a home without even your own loan. I can teach you that too. I can teach you everything. I've done everything in real estate, under owning 100 properties, which I'll be working on getting more. And the only reason that is I want to level up myself. I want to grow. And the only way to do that is progression. So let's tell you a little bit about myself before we get into training. And what my hopes are for this training is to get people interacting and to create a group of people that want to continuously work towards getting into a home. But I've learned a lot of things over the last 22 years of selling real estate. And one of those is most people will find reasons not to like you versus doing what they really don't want to do, even if it's the best thing for them. So with that being said, we're going to talk a lot about mindset, but I'm going to get into the programs and answer any questions you guys have. There are a lot of first-time home buyer programs, but what people don't realize is there's a time and a place to use them. And I've worked with thousands and thousands of clients, even people that ended up buying a home with other people after I'm the one that got them off the fence, even best friends I've had, and that's okay. At the end of the day, sometimes I got to speak the brutal truth so people's egos get hurt a little bit. And I'm doing my best. I'm extremely humble. I love God. I'm grateful for every day I get to breathe and enjoy this life. But the reason, before we get started, the reason I got into real estate, so I went from selling Fresno Bee newspapers and making $60,000 at the age of 18, never having any sales experience, to selling real estate at 19 because I was good at math. So I won't get into the whole story, but growing up, I had speech problems, confidence issues. But the one thing that I realized about me is I tend to be coachable when I'm hyper-focused on getting something done. So for me, I can be very stubborn as well. But for me, I wanted to get financially free, and I knew I didn't think I was that smart. So I just, numbers don't lie. Real estate always appreciates over time, 7% a year. I did math, and that was the easiest way for me to start making money was selling, learning, and getting paid while I sell. Went 6 months without selling a house. I did do a loan within 6 months from the Yellow Pages. But anyways, I got about 7 more minutes. I start the training, and I'll get into the buyer side of this. But I wanted to give you guys a little bit of insight on who I am and why I'm here. And I truly get energy from sharing and teaching, and I speak the truth. All I do, if I say I'm going to be there, I'm there. I've been on time my whole life till I made my first $1 million. My net worth was worth $1 million. Then I decided not to be late on purpose because, like, I purposely was not on time. I had to purposely not be on time because I valued my time more, and I realized my time is more valuable. So I need to be a little, more stingy with it, and I don't like being late, waiting on other people. So if I'm late, then I'm not waiting on anybody. Tried that for about a year, went back to being on time just because after a lot of reading and training, I realized I've created these disciplines in myself, which has got me to where I'm at. And these disciplines is what it all matters. Motivation is nothing. You can get motivated. You're going to rely on someone else to motivate you. I'm not motivated sometimes, all the time, actually, especially when I'm over leveraged and I have more debt than I've ever had and least amount of cash I've ever had. However, I'm enjoying my time with my kids and doing the most I've ever done because I've learned that resiliency and discipline is all you need in life. So it really does come down to that. I know so many people that have equity in their homes, but they're still poor, 70 years old, working jobs they don't want. All the time, meet people like this. And it's because of the lack of education they got on their financial IQ. So that's why joining into these every single Wednesday, guys, you will learn a lot. I promise. And this will be a way for us to connect. And eventually, for anybody that wants private coaching, I will exponentially expedite your income, your mindset, whatever you're looking to do. Because I've been through a lot of things at the age of 42, which I tell people I'm really 27. I'm just kidding. But I feel 27 years old. I'm at the gym right now. I just got from out of town. Had a long day trying to fix my text messages on my phone. And I usually, I've been doing push-ups today, but I got this new thing doing at least 100 to 300 push-ups every day. I'm working on getting to the 300. Did 225 today, 400 yesterday. It's a new thing I'm doing. I'm always adding new habits, better habits, and that's really the biggest key. I was just listening to this video about how society is shaped by making you feel like you're weird if you're not in a group. But by being in a group, you tend to lose your energy because everybody's, trying to get you to validate them and make them feel better, and you're just wasting so much energy. And I've realized that, and that's why I love this YouTube channel, so I can give all of me 100% efficiently to try to teach as many people as possible. Because honestly, guys, I will walk around talking and sharing this stuff with everybody for free because I've learned how to get financially free, and it was first getting my mindset free. So we're about to get started in 3 minutes, guys. Teaching you guys why you should buy real estate, how to buy, and how to pick the right agent no matter where you are right now. The biggest thing is people will pick in their comfort zone, and they will pick someone that they know, a friend that they know, and that works for the average person. But if you want an expert, if you want to get the best deal in real estate, you need an expert, because a lot of people may never ever buy a home because of an agent that wasn't an exceptional agent. And that's not their fault. Well, you know what? It is their fault. It was even my fault. I took 6 months, didn't sell anything. I went with a brokerage that was paying higher commission, but 100% of zero is zero, so it really doesn't matter. So you need to get training. So I ended up getting hired on by a national home builder, and they were getting me to, told me how to build rapport, meet and greet, shake hands, look at the person in the eyes. Judge nobody by the way they appear. Treat them all the same. Give your best every single time. They had secret shoppers. They had scripts. I did what they told me to do even when they weren't around, and I became one of the top national home sellers in new home sales. So then I tried to do it in a resale, and I did, but there was a lot of rocky roads because I didn't have a coach. Picking a coach is extremely hard because you got to trust the person. You also have to be committed to your own success, and that's why most people will not invest in themselves, because they're not truly committed to doing the uncomfortable things it's going to take to get to where they want to go. Got 1 minute left before this ramble, but we're going to get into buyer training. The average first-time home buyer is 38 years old now. When I got into real estate, it was 30. So in 22 years, it went from 30 to 38. What does that mean? Every year it's getting harder. About 22 years, 8. It's taken about 3 extra years? I don't know. Anyways, it's getting about maybe, let's say, 15% harder to buy a home every single year. And that's because of prices, rates, everything are going up. So if you've ever considered buying a home, when you get on this video, you made it this far, raise your hand, give me a hand if you ever consider buying a home. Now, for a lot of people out there, it's scary buying a home. So what do you do when you start thinking about it? You talk to your friends, you talk to coworkers, and they're going to tell you everything that they're hearing from the market. So in 2018, everybody thought the market was going to crash for about a year. Trump raised the rates 0.5%, and it slowed down. We raised them 4%, they got raised 4%, and the market's still withholding. And in the city I live in, it's still great to buy. Amazing. I know there's going to be bigger cities getting hit harder, obviously. As soon as the rates drop, prices will go down. But you have, if I get interrupted, it's because I got a phone call and I will delete it. So the best time to buy is now. Now everybody's waiting for it to get better. It's not going to get better. It hasn't gotten better since 2007. And the only reason that happened is something that never happened in history, and it will never happen again because there's a law against it. So if something else ever happens, then you do what anybody's going to do. You learn from it and grow. But I'm telling you, unless there's an unforeseen thing that will happen, the market's going to keep going up. And you can't predict that. All you can do is bet on you and just know that you will make it through. I'll tell you right now, buying a home today, there's so many more benefits than renting, okay? Now, unless you're going to go start a business and focus everything you have on building a business, then buy real estate. If you're going to get a job and try to retire and save money and grow, buy real estate. A lot of people out there say, not everybody needs to buy a house. Well, no, I disagree. Unless you're building a business, even if you're building a business, you should have a house because, yes, the government really owns it. Yes, you can, but it's a savings account. What I mean by that is it's going to appreciate. They're printing money. Ever since the 80s when they took us off the gold standard, cash is trash. They print money. So you want to own a home. You're going to build equity over time. Okay? This isn't me just trying to sell homes. I'm trying to serve people and tell you guys, I stopped selling homes for 3 years. I was training, giving all my clients away, and training new agents. So I speak the truth about everything. So what I'm telling you right now is buying a home is extremely important. And there's opportunities to buy which you didn't have when the rates were lower. You couldn't get your offer accepted with the down payment assistance program. You really, 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 really couldn't. Even FHA with 3.5% down, you couldn't get it accepted. There was 30 offers on just about every offer from 18 to 20. So until the rates went up, all these people that couldn't afford a home without down payment assistance or a government program, now they can buy, and they've been buying, but a lot of them are still scared, so you might be on the fence. So what I'm telling you is now's the time. When rates drop, everything will go up, especially in the city I'm in. But what you need to do, if you're in California, message me. I will serve you. I will help you. I will make sure to negotiate you the best deal. A lot of times people will pick agents that live in their city, that's someone they know. But I'm telling you right now, I've sold 2,000 homes. I can analyze any deal better than any other agent you will find. Even that famous guy, I forget his name, that's been on TV selling real estate, $1 million listing, that guy, Ryan, I've pretty sure I've sold more homes than him. So what does that mean? It doesn't matter. See if I can use this analogy from a whim here. But it doesn't matter if you made the same amount of money, if you did more transactions than another guy. Transactions is what really matters, because depending on the city you're in, yes, it's going to be harder to sell $1 million, $3, $5, $10 million homes possibly, which I'm going to start working on as I'm going to San Diego and buying 25 properties there, and I'm going to Avila and start selling homes there on the beach. So I will be getting into the higher price homes. But what I'm saying is, transaction wise, the more deals you see, the more numbers, the more people you work with, the better you get. So with that being said, if you need help in California, reach out to me. If not, you want to find an agent that has sold over minimum 100 homes, but I would really say 1,000, minimum 100. I have a lady right now that sold 190, but she's 65 years old. I've sold 2,000 and I'm 42. So the quicker you do something, the better you are. So if you sold 1,000 homes, but you sold 2,000 homes, but you're 80, you're not going to be as ambitious, hungry, and driven as a 42-year-old. So, and I did it a lot faster. So the quicker you do things, the more reference you have as far as having your thumb on the market. So I'm not trying to sell myself. I'm trying to tell you guys, pick a qualified, educated agent. I didn't know what I didn't know until I sold a lot of homes. So you can work with someone you know, a friend of a friend that was nice to him, but you'd be better off picking the top agent in your city to work with, the one that has time and that has systems in place to make sure they can be available for you. So with that being said, where do I want to go? Which angle here? So, which angle? It's all about angles, boys and girls. My goal is to get you guys into a home as soon as possible. Whether you buy with me or anybody else, it doesn't matter. I'm telling you. I worked with a girl for 3 years. Went to high school with this girl. And I ended up hurting her ego, and she ended up working with someone else. But she bought because of me, because I was... And then what she had told me was, you know... a friend of mine, I've known her for a long time. She sold me a house. She just wasn't as pushy. And I go, okay, I understand. But she also didn't work with you for 3 years. 3 years. I'm talking about putting offers in, canceling, putting offers in, canceling, putting offers in, canceling. 3 years. Obviously, this new girl hasn't spent any time with you. She is walking you through. I've already done all the hard work, and now you're buying a house. Cool. I'm happy for her, right? But I don't hang out with people that waste my time. I've sold a lot of homes. The only people feeling something to hurt are the most stubborn, scared people. Those people, but guess what? I'll at least sell them a home, or they'll buy after they talk to me. They will, I promise. Because they might get pissed off at me because I tell them 1,200 times over and over. I'm like unprogramming their scarce mentality. And that's what it takes, guys. So I work with agents every day. I work with clients every day. I raise money. I basically practice psychology every single day. That's all I do. Work on the words. I really don't speak too much to people, hardly at all, except for my 2 children. So my energy is everything. So I'm really trying to focus here and tell you guys, you need to buy a home, okay? So it's not going to get any easier, I promise. So you work with what you have. If you have cash saved up, cool. You don't need to use it. You go talk to agents all the time. I get agents or clients that work with me after they worked with another agent. They didn't buy. Whether it was the agent wasn't getting them in there, wasn't getting them off the fence. They were on the fence with them. They weren't doing a really good job because they weren't sold out on real estate. Didn't know as much as I know about the history of real estate. Interest rates is 9.2% throughout history. That's what it is. So every day people run into me and say, oh yeah, rates are kind of high. They're not high throughout history. They're 9.2. So you got to know these things. I'm sold out on real estate because I know everything about it. And one thing that I learned that cost me $1 million, our rates could go up 4% overnight. Never knew that. Happened in the 80s. Okay, so I learned a lesson. No one taught me that. I learned. So every lesson is valuable. So that $1 million lesson is going to help me save hundreds and thousands of people millions of dollars, because I will teach them. Don't buy out of state unless you're buying 50 doors or more, because I did it. I bought 7 homes in a week. I learned a lesson there. My point is, you want somebody with a lot of education. Guys, if you get on here, if you have any questions, please ask me. I'm reading as I see here. I'm going to be doing these weekly because I'm going to try to getting all my clients. I got about 400 clients right now I'm working with. I will get them on here with me, constantly push them, because this is the thing, guys. I can tell you one time, then you're all confident, and then you get out there with friends and family and everybody, and people talk at it. So unless you're seeing me, it'd be best to jump on here every single week and get on these consultations. I will also be training agents. I will go over things, but everything I train an agent is things that you need to know anyways. So it works out well. So if I have an agent on here, ask me questions, I will get on that. But if you jump on these every week, I would say this is going to be the best way for you to exponentially expedite the process of you buying a home. Okay? That's what this video is for. So if you thought about buying a home, thought about getting financially free, want to make more money, any of those things, I can help you. I can teach you. I can show you how to buy homes without cash. If you have money in the bank, I could tell you what to do with that to either, if you're going to sell homes or become an investor, I've done everything over multiple times so I can help. And that's why I'm on here, because I don't want for everybody else to spend as much wasted time as I have. If I would have had a mentor like myself, I would have done a lot better, a lot quicker. It would have saved me a lot of heartaches and honestly given me a lot more life. Because the more you conserve your energy and use it wiser, you will live a better life. Just because you're 40 years old doesn't mean you've lived as much life as somebody that has been exponentially growing themselves, meaning their bank account, their sphere of influence, and the people they spend their time with. So with that being said, guys, I don't see too many people on here right now, and that is okay. I'm going to do these every Wednesday. I'll probably get on early sometimes because once I'm in that mojo, and my days are always different, so I'm running around all the time. It's never wrong. I might be at the beach with my boys. I'm going to jump on because I'm really going to try to do my best to keep it at the same time, Wednesdays, 7 o'clock. So if you want to get inspired, get motivated, learn, get financially free, you're going to want to jump on these videos. So make sure you subscribe. If you guys haven't done this yet, subscribe, like, share this with anybody you know looking to buy a house, guys. I work for Syntex Homes, the national #1 home builder. I went from Fresno B, sales at 18 years old, to selling real estate. And it had nothing to do with my speaking skills, what I was going to say. Had everything to do with my relentless drive to succeed and need for growth. That's all it was. So if that sounds like you, no matter who you are, where you are, I could teach anybody to make $100,000 a year selling real estate. So if that's you guys, or if you're selling real estate and want to get 2, 3, 400,000, whichever market you're in, contact me. I know all the strategies, marketing, networking, whether you're doing it from cold calling, door knocking, open houses, or spending money. Message me, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday. The more people I get on here, the longer I will go. But I love you guys. Have a great day. God bless. Peace. See you on the next one.